Okay, so this is my review of Your Honor, episode 9. This is the penultimate episode of the season. Now, first thing I want to bring up is actually, I would love some help from you guys. If someone can comment below exactly what the time code is and what episode this scene that we see in the previously on here of Nancy Costello looking at the pictures that Robin took that shows she was with the Desire Gang and telling the grandma this. I do not remember ever seeing this scene. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't have recollection of it. Was it a post-credit scene like the MCU does? What is going on here? I do not remember this happening. But please let me know in the comments where this scene came from. So what reveals itself in this episode, and that's very frustrating, is that knowing this is a penultimate episode, you really want the show to start giving you a lot of payoffs for the overarching story here, the main plot. What's frustrating is this episode actually feels more like an episode 5 or 6 in a series because it really, in its own way, is mostly on a side story and wrapping up Joey's story, which I was frustrated with earlier on, them giving him so much significance, played by Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks' son. He does a really good job. No discredit to the actor, but my annoyance is that we were really centered in on Joey a couple episodes ago with taking those drugs because it was made so they can have something to fill the time later on in an episode, and that's this episode with just a new obstacle for Michael to face. That obstacle being Joey now about to snitch on everything. And what the rinse, wash, and repeat formula that's getting really dull and repetitive in the show is that Michael faces an obstacle, Jimmy is pissed about it and threatens Michael, and Michael now is on the clock to figure it out, and he ends up doing something bad. And that happens again in this episode. Why it's frustrating here is because it is episode 9. So now we really want to get past the side stories. We already know what happens in these situations because we've already seen it a couple times with Michael. And let's start getting some serious payoffs. Where we did get payoffs and things kind of wrapping themselves up on side stories is also frustrating how they presented it, because it was a lot of just characters transferring information to another character that they didn't know, and it's not revealed in really clever ways. This is shown when Nancy is the one who breaks the news Michael has a son named Adam, which happens to be the same name of his daughter's boyfriend, and he connects the dots. They see the Facebook page. But what's so unbelievable about this is that a mob boss like Jimmy Baxter wouldn't look into all of Michael's relatives and someone he's keeping on a leash, and now he's just like shocked that he has a son and happens to be Adam, and we still don't know what happened with the DNA that was supposed to reveal on this inhaler they found. Never got the test results back. So frustrating, but it's such a lame way for him to even figure out anyway, with just Nancy kind of saying it casually. And that goes too with Charlie in his scenes with Franny, because Franny's the one who reveals to him that she knows Adam killed the Baxter boy, and this will give the information to Charlie to now know. But again, it's just one character transferring the information to another. It's not really revealed in a really clever, interesting way. And a lot of people mostly were excited about the mystery of what really happened with the mother. Well, it's a really deflating reveal that basically she was just having an affair with someone in this Desire gang, and that someone in this gang killed her, and Michael knew about this, but somehow this didn't come up in any scenes where he was around the Desire gang. It wasn't talked about, so this felt almost like just out of left field. And now Adam doesn't know, but they're predictably setting up that the grandma's going to tell him next episode, and he's going to flip out. But again, it's not something really clever here. It's not like a wow moment. And I'm going to say a really unpopular opinion here, but I'm feeling it when I watch it, but I'm not a fan of Michael Stuhlbarg's performance in this. I think he's overacting. It's so theatrical, and why I'm saying overacting is because he is doing so much with his face that it's actually distracting me in each scene he's in, where I am watching an actor. I know acting is happening because it's so bombastic that it's taking me out, and I'm actually getting really annoyed by it. Again, this is a very praised actor in his career, rightfully so, but this performance in particular for me is just way over the top. Now, I will give props to the writers here. I touche to the line they threw in where Michael says when he's going to keep Joey, just him in the room, he says, no, let's keep our social distancing, everybody. That was great. I'm going to give him props because it's a lot of shows have been struggling to write good pandemic-related writing, but that was clever. I like that. But there's a lot of silly stuff here, too. Like, what was really the point of Joey breaking his ankle? Do we have to see this gross ankle with really no point to it? I mean, he didn't die from this ankle. He just was drugged by Michael. I'm happy we got to see Franny be the voice of the audience here, telling Adam how crazy he is to be in love with Fia Baxter, the sister of the boy he killed. But there was really poor editing in this scene. I don't know why, but in an important moment for Franny and Adam, they just kept the camera on Adam. You know, you gotta hit the beats here, and where we have to see Franny's face too. Adam's not doing anything with his face, and we're just watching it. And then we get this ridiculous scene where they bring a priest to see Fia now that they know she's dating Adam. And, you know, I'll give Gina props, though, and I'll give the priest props that they're hinting at that Adam's just a bad influence, that he could be work of the devil here. They're not wrong. Adam is the devil in this show, and he's a colossally bad character. But my favorite scene in this episode is with Adam and Charlie now, because Charlie's reactions are gold when Adam's like, yeah, you know, I'm dating 2 girls. One of them's a teacher, and then Charlie's just like, oh, whoa. But you see Charlie when he's telling Franny to back off, which again, the scene and story would be so much more effective if this actress was an older actress. It's so frustrating that she looks so young. It doesn't work. But you see that he's threatening her that he'll get her on charges, obviously for being with someone underage, but she mentions she knows what Adam did, and that again is a reveal to Charlie, but it's also blackmail back in a sense that now they both have information they can kind of use against each other. But we'll see, as we figured would happen, that again Lee and Nancy are just getting more and more onto everybody in this show. Lee's now figuring out about the dirty cop here. She also doesn't know how to pronounce the name Rocco. She calls him Rucko, and it's setting up now Eugene kind of to be the flip, because she this whole show has been telling Eugene he's better than this gang, he's actually a good kid. And then, you know, that's coming. He's gonna do something good next episode. I also love how they set some of these scenes up. Like, I love that Fia is just laying on the couch reading, and her father, Jimmy, is just sitting there watching her read. It's so strange. But the scene we've all been waiting for, and I'm so excited for to see next week, is Jimmy wants to see Adam, and he wants to see him now. Fia's excited about this. Of course, she texts Adam. Adam has no worry in the world, even though his dad has warned him about Jimmy Baxter and how dangerous this man is. And he's actually excited to see this guy. Like, it is the peak of hateable Adam here. I was just like, this is going to go down in history as one of the worst, most unlikable characters we've ever watched in a show. And why I say that's a problem with a show like this, having a character like Adam being so unlikable, is like Breaking Bad. When you start disliking your protagonist, which it was Walter White there, and here it's Michael, you need someone that you start to like more. And that was Jesse in Breaking Bad, and here it's not Adam. He's actually more unlikable than Michael. So you're just, again, not finding someone to root for here. Maybe the only likable character in this show is Eugene. But why I'm excited is I feel like the only satisfying payoff we can really get in the show at this point is in the finale to see, like, Adam be fed to dogs by Jimmy. I would be so happy. Or just thrown off a balcony. Anything. But I will say this episode was decent for how bad the last episode was. And, you know, I'd give it a 7.1. It was okay. It wasn't horrible. But you're going to have a disappointing feeling watching it because it is episode 9 here. We've gone this far, and you're not getting these big moments. You're not getting the full story starting to get resolved here. Having this whole Joey story, it's just another side story. You can replace it with any other obstacle Michael's had in the show, and that Jimmy just threatens him, and then Michael does something bad to resolve it. That's it. You've seen it a bunch of times already. And again, you kind of can just see where this is all going next episode. They've given you a lot of predictable outcomes. And like I said, I'm frustrated by how much information was just transferred from one character to another and not in really the greatest clever reveals for our characters to learn what we know as the audience. Let me know down below what you thought of this episode, though. Did you really like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was okay? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I read every comment and try to respond to as many as I can. Please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my review of Your Honor's finale next week. And I also do WandaVision now and Servant, and I also do celebrity interviews. And if you really like what I do here, please make sure to subscribe to my monthly donation. It's a PayPal link down below. It's $2 a month. It will give me the means necessary to do this full time one day and give you guys more videos and content. I would fully appreciate it. Please follow me at Steve Varley Show on Twitter and Instagram for more of me. And I'll see you next time.